Hey everyone, how you doing?
I'm doing good. He is the creator of Freak Show Princess, Capable, and now the Recount.
That's right. Yep.
Yeah, so how did you get hooked up with Scout Comics? How did that come about?
Well, about it was late last year around November. There was at Daytona Comic Con, James Pruitt, who works over at Scout, and he writes Midnight Sky with them. He was at Daytona Comic Con, and I went there casually and showed him what I had so far with the recount because I had some pages, a lot of issue one done already. So I brought my iPad, had him flip through the pages, and he gave me his card and said, send me some information about it, send me some links when you get back home. So that's what I did. And then I followed up with them a couple of weeks later, and before I knew it, was talking back and forth with other people at Scout, explaining them my overall outline and everything I have planned for the project. Then one day I was signing a contract for it. So it just things fell into place, thankfully, and it worked out because I really wanted to bring it to Scout more than any other publisher. So it's a perfect home for a story like The Recount.
Nice. Could you tell us a little bit about what the story is about?
Yeah. So my elevator pitch for it is House of Cards meets The Purge. And if people aren't familiar with House of Cards, it's a very political story that's with lots of backstabbing in that whole world. And then, The Purge is a very violent type tale of, what if people were able to do whatever they want. So in the recount, uh, a fictional president gets assassinated by Secret Service detail, and then the conspirators come out from hiding and say that they're actually going to take out anyone that put this corrupt president into power, including the people that voted for him. And they release the voters' information to the public to encourage everyone to go after one another and almost trying to provoke a civil war. So I always stress that this is a very fictional story. There's no real politicians in here. There's no agenda to either political party. I'm apolitical myself. I don't identify with either one of the major political parties. I'm not trying to get anyone to sway from one or the other. It's just supposed to be an entertaining story with the concept of what if we were held accountable for who we put into leadership. And I'm not just talking about the presidency. I'm talking about local government, um, police departments, and things like that. So I'm hoping people will just what they get out of it is just kind of think about that process of who actually are deemed my leaders and can I trust them, and not to provoke any type of anarchy, of course. It's just supposed to be fun and entertaining, and that's it. Like a 24, the show,
Mhm.
kind of like that, or a Tom Clancy story like Jack Ryan and things like that. So I'm hoping people will put aside any type of assumption that it's any type of propaganda and just give it a chance and just read the story and have fun with it.
Okay. How many issues do you plan on running with the Recount?
Well, right now, not including the Ash Can, 4 issues for the first story arc. There is an outline for 3 total story arcs, 4 issues each. So hopefully, there'll be eventually 12 issues total. So we'll see. It all depends on how well the first 4 issues are, received and sales, of course, all that stuff. But definitely 4 issues. And the Ash Can is actually 4 pages prior to issue 1. So it kind of is issue 0 in a way.
Okay. Where can people pick up the Ash Can right now?
It's available on the Scout store, $5. So don't go on eBay and get price gouged for $55 when you can just buy it from Scout. And if they don't want to buy it online, talk to your local comic book store and have them contact Scout and see if they can get some copies in, and they can order it that way. Help out your local comic book store, help out an indie publisher, help out an indie creator, and so forth.
Right. Well, if you comment on this video, I will give y'all one for free.
Oh, wow.
How about that, guys?
That sounds awesome.
Yeah. Let's see. So the recount's going to be with Scout. Is all your other books going to be? Are you still going to continue those?
Yeah, I'm gonna keep on self-publishing unless things fall into place with another publisher, of course. My first book, Freak Show Princess, actually got picked up by Second Sight, which is a imprint of Caliber Comics. So it's going to be in issue of Mississippi Zombies. It's going to be in Mississippi Zombies #2. And it's actually just a slightly different version of Freak Show Princess because it'll be in a grayscale format. And there's a caption to make it take place in Mississippi. So it's that zombie anthology. So that'll be coming out hopefully within the end of the year, or maybe early next year with Second Sight. And then, I never go into creating a comic book just assuming that it's going to be published, because that's a lot of work, and it's also a lot of heartache if it doesn't happen, if that's what your main intent is. So if I go into a project knowing that if anything, I'm going to kickstart it, fund it as much as possible, pay out of pocket just to get it printed and put it out myself, and then if things work out with the publisher, then that's great. But at the very least, I still have a physical copy that I can give to people.
Okay. Well, since you've done both, since you've signed with the publisher and self-published, what would you say the do's and don'ts for both are?
The do's is to save your money, because making comics on your own is not cheap. Yeah, it is it's expensive, especially from the writer's standpoint, because it's kind of expected that the writer fronts the majority of the project, unless you have a co-creator with an artist that you both can coordinate knocking out the project together without any upfront fees. But there's going to be something along the way, unless you can do the coloring, the lettering, the flatting, the printing. You're going to have to pay something forward to get this done. As far as the don'ts go, is to like I was saying before, don't assume that you're just going to get picked up by a publisher. Have a plan of how you're going to get it done on your own first and foremost.
Okay. And let's see. You didn't say when the recount was coming out. When
issue 1 comes out November 11th. So it's already available for pre-order at your local comic book store. So if you go there, they can go into Diamond and place an order right now for it. So
nice.
Everyone should do that. Let them know that you want a copy of the recount. Put it on your sub list.
Are you going to have any variant covers or any special artist on there?
Yes, through Diamond, there is going to be a retail incentive cover. I believe it's a 1 in 10 variant, and Brian Silverbacks did that cover. It's a really cool homage cover to Scarface. So it looks like the Scarface cover. And then we're probably going to release some web store exclusive and some store exclusives soon. So you'll have to work that out with whatever store that is, because those probably won't be able to be ordered through Diamond. But there'll be more covers out there for those collectors that are interested in that.
Okay. Yeah. Sweet. Yeah, I didn't know the book was coming out that fast, November.
Well, considering the fact that I pitched it back in November,
okay.
From my end, it's been a long journey just to get to issue 1 printed. But yeah, it did sneak up on us eventually, right? It's a long. Making comics is not a quick process for sure.
Right. Yeah. All right. And Capable number 2 just come out. Where do you have a store or an online website?
I'm working on that. I need to get my own store, my own online, my own website with a store. In the meantime, I can, if people reach out to me on social media, I can work out something with them usually with they can just pay me over PayPal and or Venmo. Um, Another option is again, contact your local comic book store, have them reach out to me, and I can give them a lot of books at cost. I'll sell it to a store with me making no profit whatsoever, just so they have product that they can sell and make money off of.
Wow.
So if they contact their store and their store wants to buy 10 copies from me, I'll ship it to them. Then they can buy it from their comic book store. And then get, like I said before, you're helping, you're a local small business, yourself, and a creator at the same time. So
And they can
that's
do
what,
that. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. They can
no,
do that for Capable too, right? Capable, Freak Show Princess, The
yeah.
Recount, all of your books?
For the recount, they're going to have to right now order that either through Scout or through Diamond. But
Okay.
for Freak Show Princess and both issues of Capable, they can reach out to me, or their comic book shops can reach out to me, and I'll make a deal with them. That's very affordable because I would not want them to have a lot of.
What happened? You still there? Son of a bitch. All right. Did not hear the last little part. It broke up. Are you still there?
You there, Cody?
Yeah.
I don't know what happened.
I don't know. The last little bit of part just broke up. I couldn't hear you. So I guess, will you tell me one more time what you said?
Um, So yeah, for the recount, they'll have to order that through Scout Comics or through Diamond. And for Freak Show Princess and both issues of Capable, they can just come straight to me or ask their local comic book store to contact me, and I'll work something out with them.
All right, sweet. And
Yeah.
Capable, do you have any variants for Capable?
Yeah, there's several variants. So my buddy Dominic Perosi, he's a local artist where I live here in Melbourne, Florida. He has done a variant cover for each of those. He actually did two variants. One from each issue was a store exclusive for a shop here in Melbourne called 9.9 Comics. So that one's hard to get because there's only 25 printed for each of those.
Wow.
So yeah, but he has another variant there's more copies available for that one. And then I had a Kickstarter a couple months ago for both issues, and I did a Kickstarter exclusive for issue 1 and issue 2, but only 25 are printed for those as well. And with it being a Kickstarter exclusive, they're not available outside of that. So you have to find someone who backed that campaign to get those covers. And I don't know if they're willing to part ways with it yet or not. With it being a collectible. So, I mean, I have a few stashed away because not all of them were sold, but who knows? Maybe if I ever get that store up and running, maybe I'll put them up on there.
All right, sweet.
Yeah.
And do you plan on coming down here to the Scout headquarters to do any signings, or?
Yeah, I'd love to. If they'll have me down there. It's hard right now with signings with COVID. Some places are still wary about opening up to the public. Some do want to open but want to practice social distancing, which is kind of confusing, or not confusing, but difficult with the signing. So we'll see. Hopefully by November when the book comes out, and maybe like a week after that, maybe things will have, fingers crossed, have the numbers with COVID have gotten better, and they'll have me come down there because I'd love to. It's just a hop, skip, and a jump for me.
Yeah, what are you, like an hour away?
Have Fort Myers, right? Fort
Yeah.
Lauderdale. It's about 3 hours from me, but I can do that in one morning and come back. No problem at all. Don't
Yeah,
need to fly.
dinner.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, or just I'll get a hotel and stay the night and take my time.
Right.
Enjoy South Florida for a night or something.
Oh yeah. So y'all go follow Scout Comics like page on Facebook. So if Jonathan does any signings, you'll be the first to know.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. What else are you working on that you could tell us about? Is there any sneak peeks you can give us a little teaser on?
Well, I do have a live Kickstarter right now for my follow-up to Freak Show Princess. That's called Freak Show Night, Night with a K. And it's also a one-shot zombie comic book. It's its own self-contained story, but it does have like a common thread with Freak Show Princess. So if you've read the first one, you'll see some comparisons with the Freak Show Night that might be pretty cool. But they both stand alone. So that's live on Kickstarter right now. Uh, it's almost completely done, and I have a cool artist working on that book called Stefano Carterselli, who has been with Heavy Metal Magazine. He's also another Scout creator. He's also been at Caliber Comics, and his art's just really awesome. It really fits the whole like grungy zombie horror gore feel to it. So check out that campaign page because I have some pages posted up on that preview to show you the inside art and lots of cool covers. There's 6 covers available for that one. So if you're a collector and like different covers, this is your project.
6 different covers.
Yeah.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah.
So are you going to keep the Freak Show Princess going?
Yeah, what I'd like to do is have another Freak Show story annually and release around Halloween time, and then maybe collect them all in like a giant trade, and it'll look like an anthology feel to it. That way, with every story, have a different art team, so every story has its own identity and its own feel, but they're still connected.
Okay. Yeah. I like the way you think. That sounds really beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm going to bring in other writers too to do short stories to fit in between there too. So it'll have, again, an anthology feel to it. Different creators come in, different writers, different artists, but they all have this same common thread in zombies. Who doesn't like zombies, you know?
Right. Well, with Freak Show Princess, what time era is it set in? Is it set in today's time?
Yeah, I like this. Even though that's not really defined in the story, I say that it's current. It's our present. Obviously, it's a far-fetched present, but yeah, it's and the zombies are actually part of the background, really. In all these Freak Show stories, it's telling a story that just happens to take place in the zombie world. So like the first story, Freak Show Princess, was actually was about tragedy and loss and sacrifice. And then Freak Show Night is a story about making mistakes in life and redeeming yourself for those mistakes. So people can see past the zombies and the horror. They'll also see this other underlining theme within these stories.
Oh yeah, I absolutely loved Freak Show Princess. It would be cool if it was like a short film, like maybe 15 minutes.
Yeah, I would love to see that. Yeah, something that just gets thrown on YouTube. No, it doesn't have to be a big blockbuster movie. I mean, it's a quick, easy read comic book for 24 pages, but that would be really awesome. As long as I get a cameo, as long as I get to be one of the zombies.
Oh yeah. Well, that's all the time we got for now, Jonathan. Do you have any shout outs?
Yeah, I just hope everyone can take a look on Kickstarter right now for Freak Show Night. Again, it's Night with a K. Take a look at that project. Watch the video where I talk about it more in detail. Scroll through the different rewards, see if there's anything that will fit your fit your budget. I know these are tough times. If you can't pledge, just at least try to share it out with someone. Sharing is free, and just let people know why you think it's a cool project. So, yeah, thank you.
All right. Well, thank you, Jonathan.
All right. Thank you, Cody. Thanks for having me again.
Oh, yeah. It's my pleasure.
All righty.